Hello students, once again I am here with the maths lecture. Today I am going to start the fresh chapter for you, that is lesson number 4, ratio and proportion. In earlier classes also you have studied what is meant by ratio and what is meant by proportion. Now let's study once again. Now what is meant by ratio? Ratio means the comparison of two things or two quantities, or the ratio of comparison of two amounts of the same type. Okay, so the ratio means comparison of two numbers of the same type. Okay, now let's see. Suppose you have to compare the ratio of 2 and 4. Okay, so the ratio is what? Comparison of two numbers, and this is shown by this symbol. This symbol is called as is to. So how we read it? 2:4. Now if you want to compare these two numbers, so what you will do? You will write this in fractional form, that is 2/4, and you can write the simplest form also. So what is the simplest form of this? 1/2, or you can say this is 1:2. So in this way you can compare any two numbers. Now let's see what is meant by proportion. Suppose here I have two numbers 4:8, and your friend also has two numbers 8:2. Suppose I am taking here 12. Okay. Now let's compare these two numbers. When I will compare this, here when I will divide it, I will get here 1:2. Now you know this, you can write in the simplest form by dividing 4. So here you will get 4 2s are 8 and 4 3s are 12. Now you can see this ratio and this ratio, are they same? No. So it means what we can say, that once this 4:8 and 8:12 are not in proportion. What we say? Are not in proportion. Okay. Now let's take one more example. Suppose here I have taken here 2, 4 and here 1 and 2. Okay. Now let's compare these two numbers. When I will compare this, here I will get 1:2 and here 1:2 will be as it is, because we cannot write its simplest form. Now you can see that the ratio of 2:4 and the ratio of 1:2 is what? Same. So as the ratio of these two quantities and the ratio of other two quantities is same, it means we can say that 2:4 and 1:2 are in proportion, and this is the symbol for proportion. Okay. So in this way, comparison of two numbers is called as ratio, and when we compare two different quantities in the ratio, and if their ratio is not same, so what we say, that they are not in proportion, and if their ratio is same, what we say, that their ratio is in proportion. Now children, you know there are many types of ratios, ratio and proportion. There are many types of proportion, but today we will study only two types of proportion, that is direct proportion and indirect proportion. So let's study what is meant by direct proportion and indirect proportion. Now there are two types of proportion, direct proportion and indirect proportion. Now let me give you a very simple example of your daily life. Suppose you have much money, so you will purchase many items. You can purchase much items. Okay. And if you have less money, you will purchase less items. So what does it mean? If one quantity increase, other also increases. And if one quantity decrease, if you have less money, so other quantity also decreases, means you will purchase less items. So direct proportion means here, if one quantity increases, other also increases, and if one quantity decrease, other also decreases. Now let's see one simple example for indirect proportion. Now what is meant by indirect proportion? See, suppose three persons three persons want to repair a road. Okay, so now three persons, if the road is repaired by three persons in 4 days, and if when the same road is repaired by 10 persons, so now you tell me, are they need the same days or more than less than days, same that days? No, so they will need less days. So if suppose three persons need to repair a road, they need 4 days, and if 10 persons are working the same road they are repairing, so they can repair that road in 1 day. So what is happening here? If one quantity increase, other decreases, and if one quantity decrease, other quantity increase. Means here number of persons more, so the time required is less, and if the number of persons is less, the time required is more. So in this way there are so many examples of indirect proportion. Now let's see what are the properties of ratio. Now suppose ratio of numbers, see, ratio of numbers A and B is written as what? A is to B. Okay, and here A is called A is to B, or you can write it like A by B. Here A is called the predecessor, means the first term, and this B is called the successor, or you can say the second term. And remember children, ratio has no units, and when we compare the two numbers, its unit should be same. Okay, and the two quantities taken in the ratio must be expressed in the same unit, and the ratio of two quantities is unitless. Okay. So let's see your first exercise 4.1. Its first question. Question is very easy. From the following pairs of numbers, find the reduced form of the ratio of first number to the second number. Remember children, in ratio we cannot change the order. Means here if it asks you that find the ratio of first number to the second, so first number will be in the numerator and second number will be in the denominator, and you have to write which form? Reduced form. So how will you write? You will write like this: the ratio of first number to the second number is equal to, now you know ratio we write as a fraction, so 72 by 60. Now you have to convert this into the reduced form. Reduced form means you have to cancel it. So let's cancel it or cut it. So by what it is divisible? By 4 you can divide. So here you will get 15 and here 18. Now after that again you can divide it by 3. So here it is 3 5s are 15 and 3 6s are 18. So what is the answer? 6 by 5, or you can say 6 is to 5. 6 is to 5 is the ratio of 72 and 60. So in this way you can solve the remaining examples also. Now you see question number 2. Question number 2 is what? Find the reduced form of the ratio of the first quantity to the second quantity. Again here some units are given there. As you can see somewhere liter, milliliter, year and months given. So I told you first you will convert the given quantity into the same unit and then you will find the ratio. So let's see question number 2. So let's find the reduced form of the ratio of first quantity to the second quantity. Now here let me take a fourth example. Okay. So your fourth example is 3 years, 4 months and 5 years, 8 months. Okay. Now this its ratio you have to find, and according to the heading, ratio of first quantity to the second quantity. Now you can see children here the units are here year and month, and here also year and month. So first we will convert the given units into single unit. It's your choice, either you convert the total number into month or this total quantity into year. So here I am converting 3 years 4 months into months. Now let's first do the conversion. So we will write 3 year 4 months is equal to. Now I will change this year, means I want to convert bigger unit into smaller unit. So you know, whenever we convert bigger into a smaller unit, you have to multiply. So multiply by what? As here 1 year is equal to how many months? 12 months. So this 3 you will multiply with 12, and this quantity, this 4 is already in the month. So this you have to add. Now simplify. 12 3s are 36 plus 4 is equal to what? 40. 40 what you got now? 40 months. Okay. Now let's write the second quantity. Second is what? 5 years 8 months. Okay. Now here again this 5 years we convert into month, and in 1 month 12. Sorry, in 1 year 12 months. So this 5 you will multiply with 12, and this is already in the month. So this you have to add and simplify. 12 as a 60 plus 8 is equal to 68 months. Okay. Now as you can see, we have converted the given quantities into the same unit. Now you have to find its what? Ratio. So now therefore you will write, therefore ratio is equal to, as according to the heading, first quantity to second. So here the first quantity is what? 40 months. So you will write 40 by 68. So by what it is divisible? By 4. 4 10 ja, and here 7. So what is answer? 10 is to 17 is the ratio of 3 years 4 months and 5 years 8 months. So in this way you can solve the remaining examples. Now let's see question number 3. Now children, you have to express the percentage as ratio in the reduced form. Now you know 2 by 100 means 2%, 3 by 100 means 3%. So in the denominator, if it is 100, it means percentage is given. So here you see, you have to find the ratio of 75 is to 100. So its ratio will be what? What you will write? The ratio is equal to 75 by 100. Now you have to convert into the reduced form. So both is divisible. Both are divisible by 25. 25 3s are 25 4s are. So here what is the ratio in the reduced form? 3 is to 4. Now let's see this example. 6.25%. You know, to remove the symbol percent, you have to divide the given number by 100. So let's write it. 6.25% means 6.25 by 100. Now there will be no symbol of percentage as we have divided it by 100. Now you know you have to simplify. With decimal also you can simplify or remove the decimal first. Now you can see here 2 decimal places. So to remove the decimal from the numerator, in the denominator you have to add how many zeros? 2 zeros, as here 2 decimal places are there. Now let's divide it. You have to write its simplest form. So let's divide it. 25 2s are 50, and here when we will divide 25 2s are 50, and let me do the rough work. You can do the rough work. 25 2s are 50. So what is left here? This, and here 5. Yes, 25 square is 625, and here 25 4s are and 100. Now again you can divide it by 25. So here what we will get? 25 1s are, and here let's divide it. 400 by 25. 25 1s are 60. Here you will get. So 1 by 60. So the reduced form of this given percentage is is what? 1:16. Now in this way you can simplify the remaining examples also. Now let's see first question number 5 and then we go with the word problems. Now let's see question number 5 is what? Convert the following into percentage. Okay, let's see that also. Now to convert into percentage, you know children, in the denominator what do you want? You want 100. Okay, so let's see this. First this ratio we write as a fraction, so 15/25. Now to convert any ratio into percentage, simple is what? Always you have to multiply with 100%. By what you will multiply? 100%. Now let's simplify. We have to simplify this. Now 25 fours. What is left here? 15 into 4. 15 into 4% is equal to 15 fours are 60%. There are many ways to solve this example. You can use your own way also, but the method should be correct. What you can do? Let me explain this example by this method. Suppose 15/25 you have. Okay. Now you can see in the denominator you have what? 25. And 100 is divisible by 25. It means to make the denominator as 100, you have to multiply here by 4. And here also you can multiply by 4 because the ratio you have to multiply and in the numerator and denominator by the same number, so that the ratio remains unchanged. Now 15 fours are 60/100 and 60/100 means what? 60%. So it's your choice in what way you want to do. Okay. Now second one is what? 7/10. So 7/10 multiply with 100%. Now simplify. This get cancelled. 7 into 10. 7 into 10 is what? 70%. Now let's see this example. 7/16. Okay. So 7/16 you have to multiply with 100%. Okay. Now let's simplify. Here I can divide by 4. 4 fours are 60 and here 25. Now after this it is not divisible. Okay. We cannot cancel it. So let's multiply. 25 into 7 will be what? 175/4%. Now this 175 you have to divide by 4 and find the percentage in decimal. So is equal to 43.75%. Now in this way we have completed question number 1, 2, 3 and 5 in this lecture. And in the next lecture I will continue with the same exercise, and that time we will see question number, rest of the sums of this exercise. Okay. So have a nice day. Thank you.